Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Colwyn Abrams with the HGP SPORTSCAST. The Ghana Football Federation opened the second half of the GFF Elite League Season 3 over the weekend. After an exciting opening of the first half of the GFF Elite League, the Federation began the final round of matches over the weekend with a number of matches played at the GFC ground and the Lenora Track and Field Stadium. On Sunday afternoon under a cloudy sky at Lenora, the first match was a showdown between Ansgrove United and Buxton United FC. The first goal of the game was scored by Ansgrove's Steve Francis in the 18th minute.
Amstel FC, that's game number 2.
The scores were now 1-0 in favour of the Grove squad, but in the 35th minute, Buxton's Hugh Phil gave his team their equaliser for the first half. Not long after this, before the close of the first half, Nixon Robertson walked past the front door of Ansgrove to give his team their second goal of the game in the 43rd minute. When the game continued in the second half, Ansgrove's Maxton Adams came to their rescue to score in the 51st minute. The two teams fought tirelessly, each coming close to scoring, but failed in those many attempts. The game eventually ended with the scores at 2-2. Head coach of the Ansgrove United FC, Lloydwin Semple, said his team fought a good fight.
Can you tell us how this game went for you guys?
Well, it depends on the situation, because we saw training just a few days ago, right? And we don't have a turf to work on. So where we train is on sand, right? So more ball work, we can't do much ball work, right? So we just focus on our fitness. But the game, all in all, it didn't went too bad.
Your players, what made them fight to get this?
Well, it's encouragement and self-belief, right? Because I always encourage them to believe in themselves and just composure in front of the goal and just work.
I mean,
follow instruction and work.
You had a setback early on in the league. Can you tell us how you're working on bettering that and coming stronger? Well,
first of all, we're taking it one game at a time because we need points so we could move away from the relegation zone, right? So one game at a time, but we're working hard.
Maxton Adams, one of the scorers for Ansgrove, said he thinks his team should work on fitness going into the next game.
Yeah, it was a good experience, cause just like how the game played, but just that was weak game, but I just failed to score the 2 goals that I missed. But better luck next time.
So what will you work on going into the next game? Or what do you think the entire team needs to work on going into the next game?
We'll work a little more on the fitness and a little more finishing, and I think that is it.
Competitions director of the GFF, Ian Alves, gave some insight on his expectations heading into the second half of the league.
We're looking on with keen interest at the second half because as it is now, we are in the middle of the transfer window, the pre-season transfer window, and a number of the elite clubs have used the opportunity to boost up the potency for the second half. There's been a lot of movement of players. Some have gotten players in positions that they thought were deficient previously. So we expect keen competition going into this second half.
Other games of the day were Cougars versus Denamstel FC. Denamstel took a 5-0 victory over Cougars. In the final game, Malrock FC of Linden took on Western Tigers. Tigers thrashed Malrock 4-1.
This weekend saw a good turnout and a good opening to the second half of Season 3. For the HGP Sports, Colwyn Abrams.
And moving on in football news, Charlestown dominated IFLOT Secondary in the girls' third-round division, and in the boys' division, Chase Academy edged out Virgin Newton to book their semi-final spot in the ExxonMobil Schools Under-14 football tournament on Saturday. Stanford Howard was there and filed this report.
In a wet and slushy outfield, the girls took up the challenge to start their third-round fixture with Dolphin and South Rongveld and New Camberville versus Tugville taking the field simultaneously. In the South Rongveld and Dolphin match, Letitia Sutherland netted a double in the 10th and 44th minute, and Amanda McKenzie in the 19th minute to ease past Dolphin to take a 3-2 victory. On the other side of the ground in the Campbellville and Tugville match, Alicia Maynard in the 28th minute was the lone scorer for the match to give her side the victory 1-0. In the second set of matches, East Runkville made light work of Virgin Nugent. Nevertheless, both teams went head-to-head, resulting in a scoreless first half. It was in the second half that Jelani King in the 28th minute kicked one over the goalkeeper's head to open her side's account. Tamara Mendonca put the final nail in the coffin in the 35th minute to secure her side the victory 2-0. The climax of the girls' third-round match was the Charleston and Iflat matchup. The girls from Charleston always looked poised to take the victory as they dominated Iflat. Tanisha Thorne got things started for Charleston 10 minutes into the game, followed by Donna Lowe in the 19th minute to give Charleston a 2-0 advantage going into the second half. Anera Alm in the 24th minute got an easy one past the goalkeeper after a corner kick went wide.
Proving that Firmino is more goal hungry than Justice. Yeah, we could do it though.
Alika Costa in the last minute of play added their 4th goal in the 39th minute to finish on a high with a 4-0 win over Iflat. Team captain of Charleston had this to say about her side's performance.
Very great, and plus they improve on their football kicking and the passing, and that's very well.
So going on to the next one, what you guys as a team need to work on?
The communicating.
Donna Lowe, who scored in the 19th minute, mentioned how she felt about herself after scoring the goal.
Proud. I feel proud of myself.
And your performance, what you want to improve in throughout the tournament?
Taking, passing, and so forth.
In the boys' division, their quarterfinals saw a lot of surprises, with St. John's College defeating Marion Academy 2-0. North Runkville Multilateral pipped Tugville for a 2-1 win. Chase Academy trampled Virgin Nugent to a 5-3 victory. And Buxton gave Dolphin Secondary a schoolboys whipping in a 6-1 defeat. For the HGP Sports, I am Stanford Howard.
The State Asset Recovery Agency Lash It Out Corruption is Everybody's Business Celebrity T20 cricket match that was scheduled for Friday, July 13, has been postponed due to inclement weather patterns, which has left the host ground, the DCC, in an unplayable state. The new date of the match is July 27 at DCC from 6 p.m. And moving on, Windy Seymour Keemer Roach and batsman Craig Brathwaite climb up the ICC Test rankings. Stanford has more.
Opener Craig Brathwaite and fast bowler Keemer Roach have made strides in the ICC Test players ranking after helping the West Indies defeat Bangladesh by an innings and 219 runs in Antigua to go 1 up in the 2-test series. Brathwaite hit his 7th Test century in the first Test against Bangladesh with a courageous knock of 121 off 291 deliveries, which has seen him move up 5 places to reach 16th position, while Roach has advanced 4 places to 20th position with a remarkable haul of 5 wickets for 8 runs, in a big role in skittling Bangladesh out for 43 runs in the first innings, their lowest ever Test total. During his spell, Roach became only the 3rd player in history of the game to claim 5 scalps in the space of 12 deliveries in Tests. Captain Jason Holder moved 2 places to 52nd and Karen Powell up 5 places to 61st. Holder also gained 2 slots to reach a career-best 23rd place among bowlers, and Miguel Cummings has gained 12 slots to finish the Test in 55th position. 8th-ranked Bangladesh now need to win the 2nd Test in Kingston to remain ahead of the Windies in the ICC Test team rankings, starting the series on 75 points, 3 ahead of the opposition. Bangladesh will retain the gap with a draw series, but even a 1-0 series loss will see the Windies move ahead of the Asian side. For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford, and that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Remember, if your dream is big enough, the facts don't matter. Goodbye.